Beneath the expansive Kenyan sky, a helicopter plummets with a deafening roar, casting shockwaves through the landscape. Chaos erupts as the local population scatters in fear. Swiftly, American soldiers take charge, herding terrified locals away and assuming defensive stances to confront an unseen enemy. In a bizarre twist, 2 soldiers vanish into thin air, leaving the remaining group to face an elusive adversary. Gunfire echoes, but an explosive force sends their leader sprawling, unconscious. Awaking in a makeshift prison cell, the disoriented soldier grapples with amnesia, surrounded by the remnants of a chaotic event. Place, self, and arrival, each remains elusive. A deep cut on his arm becomes a tangible link to the enigma enveloping him. The stage is set for an unfolding mystery. The police station lies in ruins, with flickering lights indicative of imminent power failure. Fueled by desperation for answers, the soldier surveys his surroundings and stumbles upon a loose brick in the wall. Removing it, he peers outside, only to witness a helicopter crash, and the surrounding area plunged into utter disarray. His cries for help go unheeded, as a fellow prisoner in the adjacent cell admonishes him, emphasizing the peril of drawing attention that could lead to their demise. Nadia, a French doctor with over 2 years of service in a foreign aid hospital, finds herself in a perilous situation. A thunderous stomping disrupts the tranquility, causing the building to tremble and power outlets to sputter. Nadia reveals a horrifying truth. The planet is under invasion by machine-like aliens. Ignoring her warnings, a terrified individual cries out for help, unwittingly attracting a menacing group of men. The situation escalates as they, having already killed a hostage, seek Americans for a lucrative reward. Nadia, initially unable to comprehend their language, watches as the American attempts negotiation. Laughter follows, and he is released. Simultaneously, a fierce brawl ensues between the soldier and the group leader, leading them to crash through a window. In Nadia's cell, she defends herself with a glass shard, subduing one thug with a gunshot. The other proves more formidable, but Nadia resourcefully discovers a loose brick and uses it to disarm and defeat her assailant. Simultaneously outside, the American soldier seizes a weapon, taking down the group leader. When another thug approaches with a taser, the soldier surprisingly disarms him, redirecting the electric shock and incapacitating the assailant. As he grapples with the realization of his newfound abilities, alien robots emerge, causing panic among the fleeing crowd. Seeking refuge inside a wrecked car, the soldier, now identified as Bo by Nadia, narrowly escapes the robot's scrutiny. Returning to the station, Bo and Nadia retrieve weapons from the fallen thugs. Bo tends to his arm wound, and they exit the station, encountering more casualties. Bo aims to reach the U.S. Army base, but Nadia, skeptical of survivors, questions the feasibility, given the recent satellite failures. In a world gripped by chaos, they face the daunting challenge of navigating through uncertainty and destruction. Navigating the perilous road alone poses a significant risk, but Bo refuses to remain passive. He's determined to confront the threat head-on. Eventually, Nadia reluctantly agrees to join him. Gathering essential supplies while trying to avert their gaze from lifeless bodies strewn around, they set out in a commandeered vehicle. Bo grapples with fragmented memories of a battle, puzzling over their significance. Nadia discloses her combat skills derived from being an army doctor, revealing a shared capability for resistance. Their journey is abruptly halted as bullets pierce the car's window, revealing they are encircled by Kenyan soldiers. Nadia attempts negotiation, identifying herself as a doctor seeking safe passage with Bo as her escort. Offering water as a goodwill gesture, tension rises. The soldiers notice Bo's distinctive circle tattoo, triggering the alarm. Exploiting the distraction, Bo seizes an opportunity, disarming a soldier and turning the tide with calculated gunfire. The soldiers, attributing the invasion to American radar stations, disclose a shocking belief that these dishes triggered the drone onslaught. Facing another soldier's attack, Bo skillfully defends himself, refraining from gunfire due to a sudden memory flash. Subsequently, Bo and Nadia commandeer the soldier's jeep, returning to the road in search of the radar station. Removing his bandage, Bo observes a wound resembling an arrow pointing toward the dish, affirming their direction. Approaching a town marked by a danger sign, they encounter a dilemma with no alternative route. Navigating through the town, they confront the hazard of loose electric cables strewn across the road. Compelled to proceed, a pursuing robot emerges, unleashing gunfire that cripples the jeep. Abandoning the vehicle, they seek refuge behind debris, inadvertently diverting the robot's attention to a man and his daughter. Tragedy unfolds as the robot fatally targets the man. Nadia intervenes, saving the girl with a gunshot, yet the robot inexplicably refrains from attacking them. Tragedy strikes as the robot, indifferent to compassion, claims the life of the girl before departing. Nightfall prompts the duo to set up camp, where Nadia reveals the loss of her family in the alien onslaught. A glimmer of hope emerges with the sight of fighter jets streaking across the sky, signaling ongoing resistance. The following day, they traverse miles on foot, encountering both captivating wildlife and the grim aftermath of destruction. A seemingly English voice draws them toward a deceptive recording, a trap set by locals. The duo becomes ensnared and transported to a dilapidated building, chained to a wrecked car. Passing cyclists reveal the local strategy, using them as bait to lure and combat the robots. Observing the limitations of traditional weaponry, the hunters opt for a combination of a chain and an electrical surge, briefly disabling one robot. Yet, the tide turns as more robots arrive, swiftly decimating the hunters. Amidst the ongoing chaos, Bo ingeniously frees them from their chains, and the duo seeks cover as the bikers draw the robots away. Once the coast is clear, Bo and Nadia cautiously return to the road. Crossing a bridge, Bo, initially wary, discovers a photojournalist named Stander with his camera. Stander, bearing witness to the alien invasion's horrors, shares harrowing photographs of people being taken, and the aliens harnessing Earth's electrical power. An explosion prompts them to rescue Stander, despite his reluctance. Finding refuge in a building, Stander recognizes Bo's tattoo and reveals a picture of the radar station, proposing a deal, the camera in exchange for ending his suffering. Bo, haunted by memories, refuses to harm an innocent. Frustrated, Stander deliberately attracts robot attention, risking his safety to force their hand. With no alternative for survival, Nadia reluctantly takes the grim step of strangling Stander. The duo, armed with Stander's photographs as guides, resumes their journey to the radar station. Bo, haunted by sporadic memory flashes, remains perplexed. In another abandoned town, the camera battery dies, prompting them to commandeer a new car. While driving, strange noises emanate from the car radio, leading them to a destroyed robot. Witnessing this victory, Bo questions the robot's weakness. As they investigate, a massive number of robots ambush them, forcing the duo to flee and seek refuge in a house. Huddled in the basement, a sudden alien spaceship arrival interrupts a potential moment between Bo and Nadia. In the chaotic suction, Nadia is taken, leaving Bo injured on the ground. Regaining consciousness, Bo tends to his wounded leg and presses on alone, navigating the devastation to reach the radar station. His arrival, however, unveils a heart-wrenching truth. The aliens have obliterated everything, including the dish. Observing fresh graffiti on a wall, Bo resolves to locate its creators, leading him to another town. In the streets, he encounters a group armed with a special device to combat the robots. Surprised, Bo witnesses a different model of robot, which scans him but inexplicably moves on. Triggering memories of a past encounter, Bo recalls launching a rocket at a robot, resulting in a teammate's serious injury, and Bo having to end their suffering. The overwhelming memories cause Bo to lose consciousness. Upon awakening, he finds himself rescued and sheltered by the locals. After a doctor tends to his leg injury, Bo meets Kara and Juma, who become privy to his harrowing tale. Juma grimly explains that those taken by the alien ships never return. Kara, puzzled by Bo's survival, joins the quest for answers. Together, they seek out Roderick, an engineer working on EMP devices to combat the robots and construct an even more potent version. Bo unveils a daring plan to detonate an EMP device beneath the alien spaceship, disabling their systems and eradicating the surrounding robots. However, they face the challenge of the ship only appearing in the presence of a large crowd, with robots serving as an impenetrable barrier. The urgency intensifies when guards report hundreds of robots approaching the town, raising suspicions of being tracked. A pivotal moment occurs as Juma's words and Roderick's alien sketches trigger a crucial recollection for Bo. He recalls the day of the explosion when a robot implanted a tracker in his spine via cables inserted into his mouth. The arrow tattoo on his arm was a mark of that moment, leading the robots to him. Threatened by Kara, Bo proposes a strategic use of his tracker to draw the ship closer. facilitating Roderick's device. The group swiftly devises a plan to locate the ship's typical abduction spots, gearing up for the imminent confrontation. Amid preparations, Bo is briefly deceived, mistaking a woman for Nadia. As tension heightens, their fate becomes entwined with Bo's past, unfolding in a precarious quest to outsmart the robots and reclaim control of their destiny. Armed and equipped with the EMP device, the team cautiously navigates a tunnel to reach downtown safely. Tragically, upon emerging, an inadvertent trigger activates a concealed bomb, claiming a few lives. Spotting the spaceship in the opposite direction, they swiftly re-enter the tunnel, evading a colossal robot's gunfire due to its size. Venturing further, they encounter smaller robots, leading to Kara's injury during a firefight. The team successfully eliminates the immediate threat, but the distant sound of approaching reinforcements prompts Kara to sacrifice herself, holding off the robots with a detonation. The rest of the group flees with the device, leaving Kara's brave act behind. Back at the shelter, Juma and a doctor attempt to facilitate evacuations, but the smaller drones infiltrate their haven. Despite the doctor's tragic demise, Juma manages a narrow escape, returning to his people. Realizing the robots infiltrate through the vents, they brace for a defensive confrontation, shifting from evacuation to resistance. The grim reality of their fight for survival intensifies as the robots encroach, and the once safe shelter transforms into a battleground. As the colossal robot emerges, the locals encircle it, launching a relentless assault. Simultaneously, the team discovers a gathering of robots hurting people for the approaching spaceship. Bo, quick on his feet, hurls one of Roderick's EMP grenades, disrupting the robots and enabling people to scatter. In the ensuing chaos, the robots retaliate, damaging Roderick's EMP device. Unable to repair it, Roderick faces a setback. Drawing from a distant memory, Bo throws a rock, momentarily distracting the robots, but they swiftly refocus on the fleeing crowd. Recalling the tracker's peculiar reaction to the robot's electrical power, Bo devises a daring plan. He touches the fallen robot and the device simultaneously, enduring intense pain as he transfers power. The sacrifice proves worthwhile as the empowered device triggers an EMP explosion, swiftly incapacitating all the robots, even those within the shelter. A blackout envelops the area as the spaceship, crippled by the loss of power, descends and crashes in a spectacular explosion. The victory signals the end of the war against the aliens, bringing relief to the people. Amid the aftermath, Roderick checks on Bo, who, now recovering his lost memories, opts to retain the name Bo, despite the revelations. The resounding success marks the conclusion of the arduous struggle against the alien invaders.